Welcome to Hatfield's 2018 Candidates Forum. I'm Joe LaValle, your town moderator. Each year, this program is intended to give candidates a chance to inform town members of their platform, position, and intentions if re-elected or elected. First, however, it's always good to share a little bit about our town. The population of Hatfield is approximately 3,200 residents. We occupy about 16 square miles. We have one of the smallest and finest independent public school systems in the state, as well as some of the best farmland on the East Coast. Settled in 1661, we follow what's called open town meeting, which is our form of governance using town rules since 1670, when our first town meeting was held just over 345 years ago. To learn more about our town, please go to Hatfield's various websites. A lot of our history is well documented and continually added to. Each candidate will have up to 10 minutes to make a statement. The contested positions up for election this year are for the Board of Selectmen and the School Committee. On the Board of Selectmen, a 3-year term, Ed Jaworski is running for re-election, and Chris Miller is also running for this position. The winner would serve along with Brian Moriarty and Cindy Doty. For the School Committee, a 3-year term, there are 3 candidates running for 2 positions. They are Heather Cahill, running for re-election, Jill Robinson, and Michael Poshak, also an incumbent. Please vote for 2. The unopposed positions you'll be asked to elect are as follows. Hampshire Council of Governments, a 1-year term. Michael Bartlett is running for election as our counselor. The Board of Health, a 3-year term. Jeff Zagrodnik is up for re-election. The elector under the will of Oliver Smith, a 1-year term. Lydia Zish is running for re-election. On the Board of Assessors, a 3-year term. Scott McCoy is the candidate for re-election. Library Trustee, a 3-year term. Dodie Gaudette is running for re-election. On the Planning Board, a 5-year term. Robert Wagner is up for re-election. On the Housing Authority, a 5-year term. Stanley Buster Szymanski is running for re-election. On the Housing Authority, a 3-year term. Alex Edward Malinowski is running for the position. And finally, on the Cemetery Commission, a 3-year term, is myself, Joe LaValle, up for re-election. There is 1 open position with no candidates, the Redevelopment Authority, which is a 5-year position. Write-ins are always welcomed, allowed, and accepted. Also, there's 1 ballot question for you to vote on, and that is, shall the town vote to have its elected town treasurer and town collector become an appointed town collector treasurer to the town of Hatfield? To the candidates, we thank you for your commitment and candidacy to our town government. It's your participation that makes our town at its best. It's most welcome and greatly appreciated. Lastly, I'd like to again thank John Novak for putting this forum together each year. Now here are the candidates' statements running for the various boards and offices.
Hi, my name is Alex Malinowski, and I'm running for the Housing Authority. What got my interest in running for the Housing Authority was my grandfather, Bill Burke. He was the first executive director on the board. My grandfather was actually on the board when the Capewalk was built itself. I've had a couple of experiences with the Capewalk actually. When I went to Smith Academy, I was on the Brown Bag program, which is we come to the town hall and we bag up food for the elderly, and some of them come over to the town hall and get it, and then we bring it around town. We go to the Capewalk and we deliver it to different apartments in the Capewalk, and we go and deliver the food to other houses around town. Another interest which got me into running for the Housing Authority was the Farm Fresh program. And for those of you that don't know what that is, a program that helps get fresh food into school systems and everywhere else. So I was helping out with the town hall, getting food for them and getting food for the school. So I thought about it a little bit, and I decided that it'd be a good idea and a good interest to get into the politics in the town of Hatfield and run for the housing authority. And I'm gonna do my best to help out and see what can be done and help improve the housing authority and committee. So thank you very much for having trust in me, and hope you all have a good day.
Hello, my name is Dodie Gaudette, and I'm running for re-election to the Library Board of Trustees. The Hatfield Public Library is a wonderful place, and it doesn't matter if you're a little kid or a senior citizen or somewhere in between. There's something for you at the public library. During the last year or so, we've started several new programs. There is now, there was a concert behind the library. There was an arts and crafts program for senior citizens. We also have a weekly walk on Thursday mornings, so please do join us at 10:15 if you're interested. We'll walk wherever the people that show up want to walk. Also, we did a very successful fundraising last spring, and we're now in the process of buying some new tables and chairs and painting the downstairs part of the library so it will be warm and welcoming. I'm hoping that improvements like this will continue, the programs will continue, and I want to be very much a part of this. So please vote for me for library trustee. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Heather Cahill. Some of you may know me. I'm a lifelong resident of Hatfield and currently the vice chair of the school committee, and I'm running for re-election in May. I'm grateful to have served on the committee for the past 2 years, and I'm more impressed than ever with our schools. I was inspired to join the committee several years ago, having conversations with friends and family and being very interested in understanding how decisions are made and how priorities are determined. What we have accomplished in our schools as a community, sustaining one of the smallest, most well-regarded rural schools in the state, is truly an accomplishment that we all should be proud of. As a committee member, I'm responsible for supervising and evaluating the superintendent, developing our district education goals, and managing our district budget. Additionally, I've served on the district learning team, our school budget and policy subcommittees, as well as the district health and wellness committee. As a result, I've been fortunate to participate in the development and management of our school budget to ensure that resources are responsibly allocated, written and revised policy to ensure compliance and allow for innovation, establish a comprehensive district wellness policy that requires us to be proactive in ensuring the well-being of our students, and promoting 21st century learning and skills for all students through a project-based learning initiative that currently is running at the elementary and high schools. I'm inspired to continue my service because of my passion for children and the community's decades-long commitment to providing our students with first-rate educational experiences, and our current families' deep interest in actively participating in their child's education. Having attended Hatfield's Dorothy M. Breer Elementary and Smith Academy personally, and now being the mother of a second grader at Hatfield Elementary School, I'm committed to furthering the experience of students that honors the traditions that help define our community and that empowers each child to find their own voice and love for learning. This is not a small task, but one that I'm enthusiastic for and qualified to take on. Growing up here was truly special to me and certainly shaped what I bring to the committee. I fondly remember each of my elementary school teachers, their names, the classrooms, and projects. I remember planting trees on Arbor Day that are still shading the schoolyard. When I walk across the field from my home to Smith Academy's homecoming, or through the gymnasium where the championship banners that the mothers of my friends created hang, I'm overwhelmed by the same sense of pride that I took in the school as a student. My love of learning became really evident when I was in college, where I just couldn't get enough of any subject. I was fascinated with psychology and poetry, philosophy and economics, art history, medical ethics. I read textbook after textbook and took numerous classes, not entirely certain which direction my professional life would take, but confidently excited and prepared to take next steps and risks thanks to my own K-12 experience here in Hatfield. My first job after college was writing grants for the chief of neurosurgery at Boston's Children's Hospital, where my passion for children and providing them with the foundation and support they need to thrive really grew. When I moved home to Hatfield, I spent a number of years in creative professions and running my own business, and more recently worked for nearly 20 years as a sales, marketing, and project management executive, where I managed a multi-million-dollar budget and national business development plans for an international company. Through this work, I've developed extensive expertise in listening and engaging in inspiring, actionable conversations with a multitude of stakeholders, managing projects from beginning or ideation to implementation and review, recruiting and managing executives, and identifying opportunities and implementing realistic solutions that ensure maximum return on resource allocations and financial investments. Currently, I'm a member of the teaching staff at Clark School for Hearing and Speech in Northampton, where I teach listening, speech, language, and pre-literacy skills to hearing impaired children. This is a career change, certainly inspired by my passion for children and desire to be of service to the community. Through this work, I experience firsthand what it means to be a teacher to children with widely varying degrees of ability, and see which curriculum and approaches these students are most engaged with and thrive as a result of. As a volunteer, I advocate for the social emotional health of our community through membership in the newly formed coalition Hatfield Heads Up. And as a member of the recently launched Hatfield Community Garden, I am personally gardening in honor of our town's agricultural traditions and leading our group's efforts to enrich the school's Farm Fresh program that connects our schools to Hatfield farms for educational purposes and to provide students with fresh local produce during meals. The goal for my second term of service is to further engage the community and families in conversation about how to enrich our district. I envision working with the committee and community to develop a smart, sustainably funded, multi-year district learning plan that is founded in real needs and community vision, prioritizes the well-being of our students as the foundation for their academic success, inspires our administrators and teachers to be innovative in meeting educational requirements and expectations while engaging all learners, and promotes 21st century skills of collaboration, critical thinking, communication, and creativity to ensure that our graduates are set to thrive in life, no matter which path they choose. Thank you again for your commitment to our children in schools and for taking the time to learn more about me, my experience and values, and my desire to continue to serve the town through the committee. I hope that I've earned your confidence in my ability to both preserve what is so special about our schools and enrich our students' experience. It would be my honor to represent you on the school committee and to have your vote on Tuesday, May 15th. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Michael Poshik, running as an incumbent for re-election to the Hatfield School Committee. I am one of 3 that are running for Hatfield School Committee, and on May 15th at town election, you will be asked on your ballot to vote for 2 of the 3 of us. As I said, I'm Michael Poshik. I live at 3 Prospect Street here in Hatfield with my wife Ellen, my daughter Jenna. I'm a lifelong resident of Hatfield, and I have a lifelong history of public service to the community. I have served on the Conservation Commission, the Zoning Board of Appeals, the Finance Committee, the Capital Improvement Planning Committee. I've served as chair of that committee a few times. I also served as chair of the School Building Committee, the committee that built the Hatfield Elementary School. On the school committee right now, I serve as a member of the budget subcommittee and as a member of the multi-year maintenance committee for the 2 buildings. As a way of introduction, I would like to just explain a little about the role of the school committee within Massachusetts and the way it works within the town of Hatfield. A number of years ago, the state legislature changed the statute, making the role of the school committees, 3 local school committees, have 3 distinct roles. The first is to hire and fire a superintendent. The second is the school district budget, and the third is policy for that school district. The local school committee, at the local school committee level, we don't have any role in hiring or firing teachers or administrators. We hire the superintendent. The superintendent in turn hires the 2 administrators, the principals for the 2 buildings, Smith Academy and Hatfield Elementary. The administrators in turn hire all teachers and staff. All this is based on population, program demands, etc. We have I believe our Hatfield School Committee has a very strong relationship with our superintendent. We work very collaboratively with him on all issues within the school. And we have a very strong relationship. One of the 2 other factors that we deal with, the school budget and policy, of the 2, I would say school budget is probably the largest. We have a budget subcommittee, of which I'm a member, that works with the superintendent to develop the budget that is presented every year to annual town meeting. The subcommittee, along with the superintendent, will develop the budget based on, again, needs of the district for the upcoming academic year, policy, the trends we see, educational trends as well as population trends, and then present that to the whole school committee, which will vote, and that budget will then go to the annual town meeting. This year, because of our financial crisis, our school committee was asked to reduce our budget with targets of reduction of 1% or target of a reduction of 2%. We have already gone through that process as a school committee. We have targeted programs that we believe could be cut without doing too much damage to the overall program to the overall district. And hopefully things will work out. We won't have to make these cuts. But if we do, we're already prepared and we'll be able to move forward. The other thing that the school committee does, because we have such a large school choice population, 1/3 of our total district population, we do receive a lot of funds in school choice money on an annual basis. The school district right now spends over $1 million of what the annual amount is that we receive on both operating budget for the school district as well as the funds for special needs. In addition to the district contribution and school choice, we are also constantly searching for other sources of revenue for the school district. Grants, any kind of programs that we can use in order to make our district better. The other main point that we address with our school committee is policy. Again, we have a subcommittee that deals with policy, and these policies can range from anti-bullying policy to athletic fee policy, and all kinds of things in between there. We have a subcommittee that will review policy. Then usually it is reviewed by the attorney that works for the school district, and then it will go to the whole school committee to be voted on. We have some policies that come from the state that are mandates. Some policies are district specific, but policy is also a very large portion of the role of a member of the school committee. So I hope that's a basic understanding. As you can see, there are a lot of moving parts in a school district. There's a lot of interrelationships. There's a lot of interconnections, and the goal, I believe, the goal that I've always had for our school district has been to provide the best education that we can for our students, and at the best cost benefit to the taxpayers. Now, in terms of my running again for re-election, what do I bring to the table? Well, I would say that I bring experience. I've served for a number of years on the school committee. Before that, as I said, I chaired the building committee for the Hatfield Elementary School. That project we brought in on time and under budget. So that was a success that we had. Since my time on the school committee, I have worked very much with our budget. I have always been very cognizant of our taxpayer, and I have also always been very cognizant of managing the school choice funds in a conservative and respectful manner. The other thing I bring to the school committee is accountability. I'm usually the one that asks questions first about new programs or new directions or just existing programs. And again, how can we manage the district most efficiently? How can we provide the best education for our students within the resources that we have? Again, with my business education, business experience, I think I bring a strong business perspective to the group. My third point I would make is that I also bring a historical perspective. For many years now, I have served on the committee as the only graduate of Smith Academy, probably the longest resident of Hatfield that is a member of the committee. And I think I understand everyone involved. I understand the perspective people are coming from, and I understand and respect the traditions of Smith Academy. I guess in closing, what I would say is that, again, looking down the road, there will be many challenges for our Hatfield school district. As you know, we are one of the smallest, or the smallest public school district in the state of Massachusetts. There will be financial challenges. There are always new challenges within education. And I have a lot of experience. I've already gone through a lot of this. I've experienced changes throughout the years, and probably this recent budget cut request has been one of the bigger ones. But I think in the end we'll probably make it through. Everything will be fine. I think that we have a very strong team within our school committee right now, and I think that given the uncertain financial situation that the town is in, it would be my opinion to keep our team together for at least this next 3 years. I think we should stay the course. I would ask you for your vote on May 15th, and thank you for your consideration.
Hello, my name is Jill Robinson. You may also know me by my maiden name, Jill Tarr. I'm currently running for a seat on the Hatfield School Committee. I'd like to thank Mr. Novak for putting together the Candidates Forum and for the opportunity to share a little bit about myself and why I'm running for this position. I grew up here in Hatfield, and I attended elementary and high school here. I graduated as salutatorian of my class at Smith Academy in 1999. I then attended Middlebury College, where I received a bachelor's degree in 2003. I also hold a master's degree in nonprofit management from Bay Path University. After college and living out of state for a time, I eventually settled back here in Hatfield in 2005. Soon after that, I met my husband, Sean. And along the way, we've had 2 amazing children, Sophia and Jacob. Sophia is 7 and is in 1st grade here at Hatfield Elementary School. And Jakey is 4, and soon he'll be here in kindergarten as well. I'm also the proud troop leader of our local Girl Scouts Daisies troop, where I lead a group of 10 wonderful kindergarten and 1st graders. For the past 7 years, I've worked at the Collaborative for Educational Services, and I've worked very closely with the Mass Department of Elementary and Secondary Education during this time. I am currently the Associate Director of Operations for the only direct service contract that the department holds. In this role, I oversee operations of a statewide contract providing special education services to youth in institutional settings. In this position, I've managed operations of this statewide contract, including oversight of the technology and data functions. I've also maintained positive and productive communications and developed relationships with folks from several state agencies, including the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, the Department of Mental Health, the Department of Public Health, and the Department of Youth Services. And most importantly, I've helped to provide educational support to some of our state's most vulnerable young learners and their families during very difficult times in their lives. All of this experience will be highly applicable as a member of the Hatfield School Committee. Beyond this, I also have experience in the field of education in event planning, implementation and development of educational contracts, financial management, and cross-department and cross-agency communication. I've decided to run for school committee because I know the schools in Hatfield are great and I know they can be even greater. I would like to use my knowledge of state education policy and requirements and my experience working with the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education and other state agencies to help foster positive growth for our outstanding district. I'm running for school committee because I want to provide the quality education provided in Hatfield through funding and the support of advanced science, technology, and engineering programs, as well as foreign language programs for all grade levels. I intend to support policies and services that promote social-emotional learning for all students and ensure that the mental well-being of Hatfield students is protected. This can be done through bullying prevention, peer support, and youth leadership development. I also recognize the critical importance of fiscal oversight and long-term financial strategic planning. This will help ensure that our Hatfield schools can thrive for generations to come. In closing, my career and heart have been centered on helping others, and I'd now like to dedicate myself to making Hatfield schools the best that they can be. I'm uniquely qualified to do so as an education professional, as a local alum of Hatfield schools, and as a proud parent. This is why I'm asking for your vote on May 15th. Thank you.
Hi, Jaworski. I'm running for re-election to the Hatfield Select Board. I would like to first say thank you for all of you that allowed me to serve this last 15 months filling out the term of Pat Gunn. It has been a very interesting experience and I'm just getting the hang of it. The reason I am running for Select Board are some of the following. One, I would like to continue the practice with my colleagues, Cindy Doty and Brian Moriarty, of giving the town both the good and the bad. Two, finances. There's been a lot of time we've worked on getting our finances in order. Basically now we have Bay State on board with the DOR helping us, and I think the football's on the 5-yard line with just another 5 yards to go. I would like to be on the team to get that football to score. Number two, as you know, the town has a K-12 school system, and in order to support that, we need businesses to help offset our tax base. Right now, a couple businesses on 5 and 10 want to build, but in order to do that, they need a sewer extension. Presently, I believe there's an economic grant out there which we hope to apply for. Number three, you got the renovation for Town Hall to bring it up to ADA compliant. I have worked with the architect somewhat at the tail end of this project. We've gotten together. I'd like to see this project through, making sure that it doesn't go over budget. Number four, you have your 2020 anniversary coming up. A great group of people have volunteered their services, and right now, I hope the whole town participates, having a fireman's muster and a block dance. I think that would be fun. Talking about volunteers, I would like to thank all of you for volunteering with me over the years, whether it was school events, rec programs, Cub Scouts, St. Cas, or the American Legion. I mean, that's what Hatfield's all about. Everybody's stepping up, taking turns, and right now I feel it's my turn for the Select Board. As far as my last 15 months, I do have come across so many dedicated people for the town of Hatfield. I think it's great to let the people know that we have some very good, hardworking people that work for a town. Of course, anyone not towing the line, we do call in on the carpet. But those that are working hard for our town, we should give support. Now, I presently am retired, which allows me the time to come down on almost a daily basis, visit with different department heads and with different people. Of course, I do like listening to both sides of the argument before making a decision. We may not always agree, but at least we'll get our viewpoints out. Now, in closing, I'd like to say to my neighbor in competition, Chris Miller, I wish you the very best, but I do hope that the voters of Hatfield will once again support Ed Jaworski at the polls at Town Hall this May 15th, 2018. Polls open up at 7. Hope to see you there and hope to have a conversation. Thank you for your time and have a good one.
Hi, fellow residents of Hatfield. My name is Chris Miller, and I'm running for a seat on the Select Board. Being a resident of the town for over 50 years and a 1982 Smith Academy graduate, I've grown to love this town and feel it's my turn to give back. Ways in which I can give some input to the town's operation stems from the experience I've had from the duties I performed for the town in the past and in the present job as a construction supervisor. Positions in the town in which I've held were labor, highway superintendent, water commissioner for 10 years. While being on a water commissioner, I was involved in design, construction of the water filtration plant. Also, while being on a commission, I was involved in land purchases that protects the watershed, and the usual daily tasks and budget issues. In the past, practices were used to ensure the town's infrastructure was running soundly. And if it voted in, I would make sure that if still not used, these practices would be brought back. If voted in, I would approach every and any situation with an open mind. Once again, my name's Chris Miller. I'm running for selectman and would like your vote on May 15th. Thank you.
This concludes the candidate statements. Remember, annual town meeting is May 8th at 7 p.m. sharp in Smith Academy. Please attend, as this is your town. And voting at the polls takes place May 15th. Please mark your calendars, and thank you for watching.